Welcome to another day of me staffing the Sheffield Makers Winter Gardens. Those of you who have watched me before will know that this is a day that once I've got all my shoppy things out the way, we do a bunch of sketching because there's a cafe out there with a bunch of people just waiting to be drawn from a distance. So let's go. So if you've been watching me for a little while, you'll know I'm trying to use up my old pencils that aren't my favourite pencils because they're just hanging around. So I'm trying to use them up on days where I'm just sketching a bunch. But I'm so bored of drawing with these, so I've done a few warm-up pages. I've got my bad pancakes out of the way. If you don't know, I like to describe sketches as pancakes. So when you're making pancakes, you always get a few bad pancakes right at the beginning while you're getting your pan to the right temperature. And it's the same with sketching. You've got to persevere past those bad sketches at the beginning while you're getting your eye in and you're getting your hand warmed up before you can get to the juicy drawings and the juicy pancakes. Anyway, I've done my warm-up sketches. I think I'm going to go back to my favourite polychromos pencils. too dark to draw now. It's been too dark most of the day, to be honest, because it's been raining so badly. But it's definitely too dark to draw now, even though there are people sitting there. But I've had a good old drawing session, and I've packed it all away. But you'll have seen, I showed you earlier, I started drawing with my polychromos pencils. I just love them so much. Nothing against the Derwent Artist pencils that I've been trying to use up, but I got them like ages ago, and never really got on with coloured pencils before. But now I love coloured pencils. And the Derwent ones, you compare them to the polychromos. Personally, on a personal level, I'm not sponsored by Polychromos, by Faber-Castell, who make the polychromos, or anything like that. If anything, my heart should be with Derwent, because they make them just down the road from where where I grew up. But I don't know. After using the Faber-Castell polychromos, the pigment and I don't know, it just doesn't seem as intense in the Derwent Artist pencils. I might be wrong, and it might also be because they're a million years old. I've had those ones for a long time, so they might have improved since I got mine. But going back to the polychromos today was lovely. I can turn the pencil on its side and get really nice light shades, and then really intense kind of sharp lines when I use the tip again. More intense than I was getting with the Derwent Artist pencils. The polychromos just gave me so much more contrast, I suppose is the word I'm looking for. So much more contrast. So I'm pleased with that. I've got about an hour until I close up. So I thought I'd answer one of your questions that was sent to me on, I think it was a YouTube comment. So let me just go and grab that and I will answer it for you. Okay, so this question is from Alex. And Alex asks, what has your year out taught you about where you want to go with your illustration? So if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Emma. I'm an illustrator from Sheffield in the UK. And I've been working for myself in my small business, Embers and Ink, for since 2016, 17, something like that. And this year I've taken a year out because I realised I'd gotten into the habit of designing things to sell rather than every time I drew, it was to make something to design to sell, rather than building up my kind of drawing muscles. And while that's all very well and good because I had a business to run, I realised that's all I was doing, and I never picked up a pencil for pleasure and I didn't actually know how to sketchbook properly. So this year I've taken a year out. It started in January actually. I didn't plan to take a year out, but I found a free resource from the Good Ship Illustration called The Sketchbooker's Friend. I'll link it in the video description. And that basically, it was like a walkthrough on how to observationally sketch in a sketchbook, and it was all based around the time sketches. Go and check it out. It's really quick. It's not a big thing that's going to take loads of time. And I realised from that point that I wasn't very good at observing, so I thought time sketches was a really easy kind of simple concept for me to get my head around, something I could get behind, which also removed me from the desire for a beautiful outcome. Because if you're doing something in a time sketch, the outcome is the outcome. It's the timing that's the thing. Like, see how much you can get down, how much you can observe in the time that you're going to be drawing. And that really got me addicted to sketching. So I've taken a year out to kind of focus on my sketchbook practice. Like, I say a year out, I'm still making money in my small business. I'm still earning cash. I just mean a year out from only drawing to make things to sell. So I was focusing really heavily on my sketching, and I went from doing one sketchbook like maybe every couple of years to now doing 3 sketchbooks every month. Granted, they're a lot smaller because I buy cheaper ones now, so I'm not so precious. But I've definitely increased my sketching practice, which is what I wanted from this year. And now we're in December. I'm coming to the end of a whole year focusing on observational sketching, on putting pencil to paper, on stepping back from my ego and getting. When I say that, I mean, like, before. The reason I never used to fill up sketchbooks before is because I didn't really know what sketchbooks were for. I didn't know how to sketchbook really, and I wasn't very good at observing. And the results in my sketchbook always disappointed me, especially when you might only see sketchbooks on Instagram where they're curated and Pinterest where they're curated. I didn't like the results I was getting, but that's because I didn't really know what sketchbooks were for. I was expecting my sketches to be finished illustrations and beautiful and pretty, when really you need a place to be messy. You need a place to experiment and play. And also, if you can get into your mindset, if you can get into the mindset of not caring about the result, which is what time sketching did for me, all the better. So in answer to the question, what has the year out taught you about where you want to go with your illustration? I had an inkling that I wanted to do more traditional children's book publishing. So if you know me for a little while, you'll know that in 2020 I self-published a children's book, which the self-publishing thing happened kind of organically. I'd written this book all about my cat's journey through the cat shelter. We wrote it for my partner's sister, and then by the time I got most of the way through it, I thought, oh, this is pretty good. But we had a time limit of my partner's sister's birthday, so I kind of wanted to get it published rather than trying to approach publishers and kind of go through that long process. I thought, well, I'll self-publish it. I learned a load about self-publishing, and I self-published the book and sold it myself through my shop. So I was lucky because I had my Embers and Ink business to sell it through, and that's going well. So that's called Our Dave. But yeah, going into this year of kind of self-discovery, of kind of sketching every day or almost every day, and really kind of putting a lot of effort into observational sketching and finding out and just kind of letting my brain take a back seat and just drawing for a year. So I went into this year with the idea that I might want to do more of that kind of stuff, because I was thinking, I've got an idea for a book that I was going to self-publish. I don't know if I'll do that now. I'm not sure. I don't know if I approach a traditional publisher with that idea, or if I just keep going on with that self-published idea. But definitely after this year out, I know 100% for sure that I want to approach children's book agents, literary agents, illustration agents with the intention of approaching publishers, because I got a bunch of children's book ideas this year. And it's amazing what happens when you let your brain take a back seat. It actually starts working on stuff, and rather than forcing it and thinking, I need to have an idea for this thing, you just let your brain kind of do its own thing as you're drawing. You're going out. The great thing about sketching is that once you're used to it and you know how it works and you're comfortable going out sketching, you have a lovely excuse to go out and sit in the train station for an hour and just draw people, draw trains, draw things, and go and sit in a cafe and draw some people. What's this person thinking? Your brain's working in the background, almost like, I think we're natural storytellers as human beings, and your brain in the background is kind of building up a little narrative. Oh, I wonder where that person's going. Oh, look at that person's luggage. I wonder if they're going on a big holiday. Are they going to see family? All that kind of stuff. And going out and seeing those things is really good fodder for getting ideas for stories. So I've got a bunch of ideas for stories that I want to develop. So yeah, it's basically consolidated that plan, that idea that I had about what I wanted to do with illustration in the future. But also, I think I just want to carry on. If nothing else, right? If I'm not successful with traditional publishing, if I'm not successful finding agents and all that kind of stuff, if nothing else, I just want to remain comfortable, because in this year out, I've really become comfortable in my own style, in seeing my own scribbly hand in my pictures, and that comfort in my own work. It's not complacence, that's not what I mean. Like, I'm still open to the idea of pushing myself out of my boundaries and trying out new things and experimenting with materials and all this kind of stuff. But that comfort with the unknown, I don't even know if that's the way to describe it. The comfort I've now got with my own ability to do stuff and comfortable with how I do stuff is so liberating that I just hope I carry on with that, in that kind of vein. Alex has actually got a couple more questions, which I think will be great for another video. I thought I'd answer them today, but actually that's taken a little while. So I will answer those questions from Alex in a future video, and I think you'll find the answers. I think you'll find the questions and the answers interesting. I think it'll be something that you'll want to know as well. So I haven't forgotten, Alex. I have seen your questions. In fact, I've answered them already in the comments, but I thought it would be good to address it in a video so more people would get to see them. But yeah, so 1 question down, 2 more to go, or it's like 1 question left, but it's a 2-parter. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm going to go now because it's dark and I need to catch up. So I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye.